Hi guys, today I want to share with you a tutorial for a perfect buttercream for any cake. I mean, this is the buttercream that I always use. I prefer buttercream cakes to cakes that are covered with fondant. So I usually cover my cakes with either buttercream or chocolate ganache. And today I want to show you how to make the buttercream that I always use to cover my cakes. I will share some photos as well so you can see what kind of results you can get with this buttercream. It might be a bit more difficult to make than the American buttercream, but I have the experience that it's perfect to cover cakes. It's really soft and creamy, so you get a really smooth finish, and also it doesn't taste as sweet and also not as buttery as the American buttercream. It's called Swiss Meringue Buttercream, and I will show you the tricks and tips on how to perfect it every single time. You will need a heat-resistant bowl. I'm using the same bowl that I have for my standing mixer, and you want to add the sugar to it and the egg whites, and then you just want to mix it shortly so that it starts to mix in, and then we want to heat it over a water bath, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Before we get started with the water bath, I have set a thermometer here to 72 Celsius degrees, and we want to heat the egg whites with the sugar until it reaches 75 degrees. So my water bath is ready, and I'm just gonna add my bowl on top, or actually I'm gonna hold it like this and whisk the egg whites constantly so that they just heat but they don't start cooking. You want to keep on mixing the egg whites constantly while you're heating them over the water bath so that they don't start to cook and so that they heat evenly. And once you've reached the 72 degrees, you want to remove the bowl from heat, dry the bottom of the bowl and set it to your standing mixer. I have my standing mixer ready, and I have the whisk attachment on, and now I'm gonna start whisking the egg whites. You want to whisk the egg whites until the bowl feels cold and also until stiff peaks form. Now my bowl feels cool, but I can still continue whisking because it's not forming stiff peaks yet. What I'm gonna do now, however, is I'm gonna add in some vanilla paste, just about a teaspoonful, and then I'm gonna continue whisking until the egg whites form stiff peaks. You can see from when the shapes start to form on the sides, and you can really see them while whisking even on high. That's when the egg whites will be stiff. So you can see now the egg whites are keeping here on the whisk. So now they're ready and I can start adding the butter. So I have some softened butter, and I'm gonna add it slowly into the egg whites while mixing on medium-high. I have just stopped my whisk just to show you something. So if your mix starts looking like this, no need to panic. When I was making this first time, I really panicked and I thought, okay, it's ruined, there's nothing I can do. But what we are going to do is we are going to continue mixing and you will see what will happen. Already now you can see it has that buttercream texture. It's not curdled anymore, and that's what happens when you just continue mixing. So it fixes itself and it forms a creamy buttercream. What I'm gonna do now, and what I always like to do when it kind of starts forming, let me fix the light a little bit. So when it starts forming and it's looking nice and creamy, I like to mix it for another 1 minute or so, just so that the color becomes lighter and whiter. If you are going to color it, then of course it doesn't matter that much, but if you are going to use the white buttercream and you don't want to add any food color to it, then just continue whisking it for a little longer. And that's your creamy Swiss meringue buttercream. Not that hard to make as you might think, and it's perfect to go for cakes, for cupcakes, and I love it for cake decorating because I think it's the best buttercream for decorating cakes. So I'm just gonna show you a little close-up of how creamy it is, how nice and pale it is, and you can see those vanilla dots there. So now you know how to make the buttercream. I use this buttercream mainly for cakes, but you could also use it to decorate cupcakes. This is the basic recipe, and there are tons of variations. You can add different things to this buttercream to flavor it, but I'm not gonna talk more about that today. Today I just wanted to share the basic recipe with you. Also, one thing I would like to mention is the temperature to which we are heating the eggs with the sugar. That temperature ensures that the eggs are safe to eat. So I have tried many recipes which don't even use a thermometer, so they just tell you to make sure that the sugar has melted, so once you don't have any sugar crystals you can stop heating it. Or there are other recipes that have different temperatures to which you heat the egg whites with the sugar, but I've done some research to make sure that the egg whites are always safe to eat, because you know there can be some problems because we never know how good the eggs are, and that's why I wanted to make sure that it's always safe to eat the buttercream. And the temperature, the 72 degrees Celsius, is the temperature to which you want to heat the egg whites, and then they're safe to eat also for pregnant women and any other group that is also under risk when it comes to this kind of produce. So I really hope you found this helpful, and I hope you found the tips helpful. I had some trouble with making this buttercream at first because I wasn't sure what was happening, why it was turning like curdled or something like that, and I always got really worried and didn't know what to do. Now I know all the tricks, and I hope you will also find it helpful and will master this buttercream with the tips that I've given you. So this was another episode of the Cake Basics. If you are enjoying these and if you're finding them helpful and would like to see some more in the future, don't forget that thumbs up so I know that you enjoy these tutorials, and also Don't forget to press that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos. I would like to wish you great fun making this buttercream and decorating those cakes. And now I would like to say thank you and bye bye until next time.